What a year it's been. It's nice to see you here again, and I have to say 2025 was it was interesting. It was a lot of things happened. I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning of the year we started out with I had a herniated disc that moved again, so the meditations, I think I continued most of them, but sometimes I was too bad so I didn't conduct them. But then after summer it's been going forward, and it's nice to see. It's 2.5, almost 3 years since we started doing this. And it's crazy when I think about it that I haven't actually released a video in 4 months. I think it's 4 months since we actually had a video come up on the channel, and there's still people coming. So I think it's really nice to see that people still join. And there are a lot more videos on the way. I have 4 almost completely scripted now that will be coming up soon. And they're all within the new, should we call it, the new angle, the new framework of the channel that will be more focused on actual practice, the way that we see it. So it's been fun, and it's been really fun to come back here and meet people over and over. It's been fun to see how people have grown. I mean, some of you have been here since we started, quite literally almost 3 years ago. And I have seen people change, and then they've gone through difficult things, and people come and then they go. Hey Nicole, nice to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. Oh yeah, I forgot to say Happy New Year, everyone. So it's fun to see how people have come and gone and just gone through different phases in your lives. And we're still here together as a group. And there's new people coming, and then people leave for a while, and then they come back, and then you even go. And I think that's a really healthy way to approach it. It makes me very happy to see, at least. And this year will be it will be different. There will be I will do my best. I think it was JVB who asked last time if he really wanted to continue with these, and I will try my best to do that. But since my job situation is changing, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but my desire that I really would like to is to actually work more with this, so have more streams and more videos and more coaching calls, and the course is coming out soon also, so that's also something in the pipeline. So I am hoping that when we sit here a year from now to 2027, that first of all there's like all the crap going out in the world has calmed down a bit. That would be very nice, because there's a lot of garbage just happening. And it would be nice if people just started seeing other people as humans instead of, I don't know how they're able to behave the way they do, but they can't really see them as a fairly human being. So hopefully that part has started to sort itself out. But then also it could be that there's actually more time for me to spend with the channel, with you, and with creating more videos, with creating more. I've had thoughts about having other streams, like now we have the evening meditations where it's actually like a meditation, but I've had, I think it was Azriel who wanted to have whenever a video goes live, to have I think they call it premiere, just basically what happens is that the video goes live and then we all sit and watch it together, and then after I do a live stream, or I'm not sure how that works, I have to look that up, or maybe it's included in the premiere, like you watch it together during a live stream, or I'm not sure how that works, I'll have to look it up. And then people can ask questions about what the video is about, if it makes sense to them, or if there's like, oh, this is something we'd like to learn more about, or yeah, we could discuss that and make that, so that's something that would be fun. It would be fun to have more open, like, sittings just randomly pop up. I've thought about it, like every now and then during the day, maybe I just jump online and start sitting, and just, yeah, people who want to join, if you see me live, then you can just join and sit down and sit. So maybe not have scheduled sittings, but something else. But again, it all depends on what happens with work and how my job situation looks. And financially, that's like the main issue. Otherwise, I just work with this the whole time if I could. But I don't really have that option right now. But maybe one day we'll be able to. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it'll be very fun to see a year from now what happens. And if I think back 1 year, how much has changed and how different things feels, it's going in the right direction. And I have something for you. You might know about. Maybe you've seen this before, but we tend to have this thing when we set a goal for ourselves, because people always do that in the beginning of the year. It's the beginning of the year, I'm going to have my New Year's Eve promises and I'm going to do all these things this year, and you set up for that. And then you start out strong, and then it goes a few months and you kind of forget about it. And then the end of the year, people start working again, because now the year's almost, I need to do like finish these things. So maybe your goal for this year is that, I'm going to meditate every day. I'm going to have that as a practice. And you start the first few weeks, you do it, and then something happens. You get a cold and you forget about it. And then the end of the year, if you remember it, you'll start it up again and then try to finish it. So one thing that I ran into like several times now from many different people is that there's an idea called the 12-week year. So what you do is, instead of thinking of it as 1 year, because we all set goals or set intentions for the year, but instead you do that in 3 months or 90 days. So you focus for the next 90 days, what do I want to do? And then you focus on those 90 days, because then you start up with 90 days. I mean, the beginning, you're strong, and then you actually can have an overview of what you want to focus on. So it's not that you need to get to a specific place, but it can be that these next 90 days, so for me, the next 90 days, I will be focusing on getting the course done. That's one of my main focus areas. The other focus area will be my health, mainly my sleep. And the other one is work. I need to find a way to make things work with work financially. So I need to either look for a new job, or we're still looking at maybe finding another job with my current employer. Maybe that's something that can work out. So that will be my main focus goals for this 90 days will be those 3 things. I might adjust them, but I'll be sitting down with this tomorrow. And then you focus on that for 90 days, because that's a short enough period that you can have an overview over it, that it can feel real, that it feels somewhat tangible, so it's not too far away, but it's actually something that you can grasp. Because 365 days or 12 months is so long that you can't really feel the thing you started with in the beginning. I mean, I can't even remember what I thought about a year ago when we were sitting here, and I was like, yeah, it's a new year, and this year I can't remember what I thought about. But 90 days or 3 months, that is short enough that we can actually think about what do we want to do for those 90 days. So if you're sitting there thinking about, I'm going to set some yearly goals or something, I highly recommend you to maybe narrow that down. And also, instead of thinking of goals, because the problem is that then we push it up to, if I can just get there, then I'm going to be happy. But instead thinking of, what do I like doing? What do I need to do to get there? What are the things that I would need to focus on to get there? So for the course, in my case, I need to focus on actually sitting down, writing, outlining, and I've done that quite a bit. I have the outline done, so I know what I want to create with the course, and then the next step would be to actually make that more detailed. Okay, these are the things that I want to bring up. So when you focus on the breath, there's all these different nuances that can happen, and should I include all of it? Or how much should I have in there? So those are things that I can sit down and then actually doing those things. So rather than thinking of the goal is to have the course finished, the goal would then be to have, what would it be? To all the things I need to do to get there. That doesn't really make sense. I hope it makes sense, meaning my point is that don't focus on, it's a failure if I get to the end and there's no course. That's not the failure. The goal would be to actually do the things you need to do throughout the period to get there, and just enjoy them. I always, when I do something, I try to make sure that I feel good about doing it. If I don't feel good, if I don't not enjoying myself, I tend to not do it. I make it more important that okay, maybe this makes more sense. I make it more important that I feel good before I do something. Hey, Stephen, nice to see you. Happy New Year. I make it more important to feel good before I do something than actually doing the thing. So I make sure that I feel good and am at ease with what's going to happen, rather than forcing an outcome. And that might seem counterintuitive because we're so used to pushing through. But what happens is that when you feel good first, then all the actions seem easier. They seem more aligned with what you actually want, meaning that the goal is not the important thing, getting over there. The goal is feeling good while you're getting there. So actually enjoying the journey. What is it they say? The goal is the journey, not the end, or something like that. So yeah, enjoying those 90 days. It's not about, I need to get there in 90 days. Actually enjoying your way over there. Nicole, I've realized that achieving the goal does not make me happy, only enjoying the process along the way. Yeah, exactly. Because that's the whole thing. I mean, the idea that if I can just get over there, then I'll be happy. That would be I talk about the sausage method. Like, you have the whole sausage, you try to focus on the whole sausage, and like the whole thing is just so big, and it's like, you don't know where to start. But when you slice it, it's just this little slice. With this I can enjoy. But when you look at the beginning, oh crap, I have nothing done and I need to get over there, that's just anxiety and stress, because then you're trying to force yourself. But if you just focus on the process and enjoy that, then that's fine. And then you can't really fail, because you can fail at the end of the 90 days if the goal, again, if you take my case with the course, it could be that by the end of 90 days, there is no course. I didn't finish it because something happened. But if during those 90 days, I focus on enjoying the journey of getting there, meaning enjoying and actually focusing on, okay, what do I need to do? I just need to do this little slice here right now. What is that? Okay, the next step is that I need to kill your darlings, take away the things that don't need to be in there, and do a second rough draft, meaning maybe there's some things that it would just be too much detail. If you put too much detail in the course, people are not going to be able to assimilate it because it's too much information. Or if there's things that I run into, like, yeah, we talk about this, but it's not clear what I'm actually how to actually do that. So then I need to have some other step in between. So going through and seeing what's the logical step to go through it, and then just by doing that, even if that doesn't result in an end product, I have now done the things that are needed to get to the end product. So I haven't failed because I have done the things I needed to do. It's just that the outcome, that the goal is not the important thing. It's actually enjoying doing that. And when you enjoy doing something, the results are just better. They're just more aligned with what you want to achieve and what you want to do, because you're not doing them because of, I need to get there and that's so important. No, you get there and you enjoy what you're getting when you get there, because you enjoy the whole journey over there. Hey, Emily, nice to see you again. Yeah, I saw you last time. I remember you haven't been here for a little while. Have you guys made any New Year's Eve resolutions or goals or ideas or promises or things you're like, okay, this year I'm going to focus on this? I'm curious, because people always tend to think about those things and they do it in the beginning, and like we said, then you forget about it. So that I like the idea of chunking it up into four years in a year, meaning 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, or 90 days, 90 days, 90 days, 90 days. Because it's easier to get an overview over what you're actually trying to do and what you're trying to achieve. And the whole time having the idea that it's not the end goal that's important. Because there's nothing you can do, nothing you can achieve that will make you feel happy forever. It's always going to be, I get there and I'm fulfilled for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, not at all. And then it's the next thing. But knowing where you're heading is very useful. I'm actually making the video I'm scripting now. Let's see, Nicole say, I made an anti-plan because I am tired of all the productivity stuff. Oh, that's interesting. What does that mean, an anti-plan? Meaning don't plan stuff, or anti-plan? I like the thought, the feeling behind that. What tends to happen to me is if I make too many plans, meaning if I have it too rigid and too strict, then I'm good for the first few days, but then it just falls apart because I can't work with structure that is just super, super strict. I don't like having these limitations on what to do, so there needs to be like a balance between being free to do the things that I find now I want to do, but also at the same time having some kind of structure where I want to go and what I need to do. But if I have a really tight plan, it never works for me. I have never been able to have a plan. Okay, do this, do that, do that. No, I need to have big chunks. Like, okay, first we need to do this, and then we need to do this. So it would be, the plan for the course would be outline. Then it would be feedback. Then it would be selling the course, meaning I'm going to actually launch it before I have it done. And then after that, then it would be producing the course. And then the course would be launched to the people who have bought it, and then I will get feedback, and if I need to redo something, I'll do that. Maybe there will be more material, maybe more editing, and then relaunch it. That's more like an outline than a plan. But then I go into all of them, and I do what feels right then. Let's see, Nicole is saying, but I will ask daily, what is 2 important things for me to do? I wrote an article about it on Medium. Oh, really? Would you mind sharing that on the Discord if you can? That'd be interesting to hear about that. I don't know what Medium is. I'm assuming it's some kind of blog or a web page. 1, not 2. Oh, 1 important thing. That's also an interesting thing, because that's part of me when I said like these steps here to do that, is that if I have too many things that need to be done, it just doesn't work. But if I can focus on 1 or 2 things, then I can do that. And it's easier to have one day where you focus on one thing than doing 5 different focus areas on one day. That's very difficult. But doing one thing, and then this day or this half part of the day is doing this, I find that works much, much better for me. Amelie saying, I want to hike up some mountains, but I do that every year, so no, not really. Well, that's still like something you can do. Stephen, I want to reach my physical fitness goals. Oh, nice. Yeah, because I know you're really into sports. That's something I've been working on this year as well, like my physical body, which is losing weight and getting more into physical health, like getting more fit. The problem is my sleep is always making it that difficult to do. But then I just have to work around that, and fortunately my sleep tends to get better when I'm in better health and more fit. Nicole, okay, I will try. It's a blog-like Substack. Blog-like Substack. Ah, okay. Cool. Yeah, send it. It will be fun to see. And I want to eat more healthy foods. Okay, Emily, I'll say something that really for me has been life-changing, because it's one of those things now afterwards I can't understand how I could have gotten this so wrong. But for many, many years I thought, or I believed, that what are you smart? Well, I'll tell, yeah. For me, what I believe would make you healthy or lose weight or gain a healthy weight was eating healthy food. So I always thought, and then I would look for a diet. So I really like LCHF, low carbs, high fat. My body feels really good from eating that way. But what I would do is that, since I believe that fat is healthy and sugar and fast carbohydrates are bad, I would eat lots of mayonnaise, because that makes you full, and I would eat mayonnaise. And then I'd eat lots of butter. I would put cream in my milk because I like the feeling of cream. And it's fat, so it's healthy, right? I never thought about, as Stephen is probably laughing when he's hearing this, I never thought about that actually there's energy in food, and you cannot eliminate energy. There's like calories in, calories out. There's much more to it than that. It's not that simple, but ultimately, if you eat a certain amount of energy, that energy has to come out. And if it doesn't come out, it's going to become fat or stored in the body somehow. So I was so focused on eating healthy that I never thought about the amounts of food that I eat. And what I did was, I have a friend who runs a channel about how to get, well, he's really into the body fat and like getting six pack abs is what they call it. And I spoke to him, and it's like, okay, you have to start counting your calories, Martin. And I thought, I hate calorie counting. It doesn't work. Like, no. He said, you have to do it, otherwise you don't understand what you're eating. So I got one of these apps for my telephone, and I started counting how many calories, what I ate, how many grams of everything I ate, and I started adding that up, and it shocked me. Because some of the things I was eating was just like insane, the amount of calories that I was getting in. And I wasn't burning that amount of calories. I got it in, but it didn't come out. So then you start, and I got one of these rings that's for measuring my pulse when I'm meditating, my heart rate variability, but it also for measuring how much activity I have. And I noticed that when I started paying attention to how much I ate, energy-wise, just for a few weeks, it made me learn that, okay, I can't just eat like scoops of mayonnaise, because that's so energy dense. It's basically just oil. And I can't just eat loads of French fries, because that's lots of energy in that as well. So looking at what I eat, and then allowing myself to eat chocolate. I love chocolate, dark chocolate. I eat dark chocolate every day, and I still lost 8 or 9 kilos over the last half year. And I got in much better shape. And I eat things I like, but I look at how much I eat and how often I eat. I try to eat, I love eating once per day, but I eat breakfast and lunch right now. The other part of that is how much you move, because that's the other part, the outbalance. Like, you get energy in, but you need to get it out. So being aware of how much you move. When I'm at work and I work as a janitor, I move so much, so then I burn much more. But when I'm at home and not moving so much, I burn much less. So that's it's short summary of understanding that we focus sometimes on things that make sense, meaning eating healthy makes a lot of sense. It seems like it makes a lot of sense, and it is true. It is good to eat healthy food. But if you don't understand some other things, then eating healthy food is not going to get a healthy body. And it's the same with the mind. If you focus so much on doing the right meditation or positive thinking or like all these things that make so much sense, because it makes sense to have positive thinking, but you don't understand the other part, which is what you're actually feeling, because we spend so much time on self-improvement, setting goals, or positive thinking, but we spend very little time focusing on what we're actually feeling. And the feelings, that's where the sense of you is contained, the sense of self. And that's the part we really want to look at. That's why even if you think a positive thought, if you don't feel that that's true, it doesn't matter. So focusing on our thoughts are very inefficient compared to focusing on our feelings. That's actually a good analogy comparing, yeah, at least I think so. I hope that made sense. What are yours, Martin? I'm assuming you mean my goals. So my goals is, we're talking about 90 days. They will be focusing on the course that I'm making. It will be focusing on sorting out work, what's going to happen with my work life financially, and health, mainly sleep. It's something that I've been focusing on for a long time. 6 foot abs, yeah, that's nice, right? Oh, nice to see you here, JVB, by the way. Stephen, other than physical fitness performance, why is healthy food good for you? Well, that's another part that's more difficult. And like Stephen is saying, I feel it didn't work. If I didn't work out, I would just eat whatever. This is the part where I mesh my former believing of eating healthy with getting healthy. And eating healthy for me is vegetables, it's clean foods, it's meat, it's vegetables, it's not highly processed foods, it's just clean eating, I believe is healthy. Eating as much organic as possible. I don't believe it's healthy to eat food that has been sprayed with lots of chemicals, lots of highly unnatural stuff on your food. I just don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's, I do believe that if you have a cow that's been living in an unhealthy environment, or chickens are better because they really have it bad. If you eat chicken that has been living really cramped up and they walk in their own poop and they get super much antibiotics just to not get sick, and they pump them full of these medicines just to make sure they grow as quickly as possible so they can slaughter them, I don't believe that brings healthy, oh my goodness, I'm almost going to say vibrations, energies into when I eat, because I can absolutely feel the difference between eating meat from a cow that has been walking outside and lived healthy compared to something that is highly produced. It just tastes a bit different. And so I believe that is good for the body. I also believe if you're talking about not just becoming fit, I mean, Stephen, you're quite young still, but when you get older, there's more, and you can still have problems when you're young. There's another aspect of getting cancer, getting sick, having pain in your body. I'm 47, so my body is kind of protesting about a lot of things it didn't do before. I can't work out as much as I did before and then recuperate, like the regeneration of the body is not as fast. So eating healthy and eating things that I'm not going to go into what's healthy or not because, well, except for clean eating, like I said, because there's so many ideas and thoughts, but people believe just eat healthy and you'll have a healthy body. That I don't believe anymore. I believe there has to be balance. There's more understanding. It's the same as I said with, it's not just about thinking positive or meditating. The feelings are the thing we need to really pay attention to. 6 foot abs is something I'm going to have. They're going to be like huge, just like poking out like that. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But 6-pack abs would be nice. Nicole, I also think that you absorb the energy of the animal. Yeah, I'm kind of against like going too woosy doosy like with things like that. But it's just, yeah, there's something about it. I have friends who lived on an island and they had cows who would graze that island. We're talking a proper island, a big island, a few kilometers, not a few, yeah, not very big, but a few kilometers across. And they would have cows grazing there. And I can tell you that meat, oh my God. That meat was like, you barely needed it was delicious. It was just so tasty. It was very different from the meat you would buy in the supermarket. So where animals live, same with plants and stuff. Like I believe there is part to like how we're all connected and how everything comes together. It's just that people get so caught up in that they just run all out with that and then miss living life. It's all about energy. It's all about this and feeling this like highs and lows and going into these peak experiences. I just had the peak experiences part is another thing that's really important. People want to have peak experiences just to get out of something. The idea that you would have to do something long term, like actually eat healthy, actually really focus on your exercise to get healthy, that's boring. It's more fun to take a pill or grab something that is going to fix you. But doing the work ourselves, that's something we don't want to do. What about you, JVB? What's your New Year's Eve resolutions? I also have thought a lot about like these last few weeks. Why are we doing what we're doing? Like why do we go to work? Why do we go and do things that we don't like, where we could just experience life? It seems insane that the what would you call that? The resources of the planet are so skewed towards a few people, instead of having everyone be able to live a decent life. That's one of the things I really like in Sweden. That the philosophy is that everyone should be able to live a decent life. So I have it incredibly good compared to many others, and I still think like, oh, you know what? I would love to spend more time with my family. I would love to be able to spend more time just taking walks and enjoying nature. I would like to have more, what do you call that? Givande, conversations that give me joy and happiness and that makes me feel good. And that's one of the reasons I do this, because this really gives me something, and it's something that eats into my time with the family. But I like doing this. So why don't we do more of the things that we really like? And we have this idea that we need to go to work, we need to make lots of money, and we can adjust that, you know. We don't need to spend as much as we do. We can adjust doing what we think, having what we think we need to have, and just live more frugal. Is that the word? Frugal, I think, right? Yeah, it's really been on my mind lately, since my job situation right now is not one that I thoroughly enjoy. Again, compared to what many people have, it's incredible, and it's not terrible in any way, but I really do question what I'm doing and how to move forward. And I would love to, as I said, do this more. I would really enjoy being able to work more with this. I would like to work with people one-on-one again. So I'm actually looking at other ways of doing that here as well. There are many ways that you can work with that. Mindfulness is one of the things that's quite popular in Sweden for people who get burned out. So maybe I can find a job at a hospital, but then they require certain educations many times. So yeah, I'm looking at different alternatives. JVB, to be honest, I'm not really into setting New Year's resolutions. I'm more about what I have to do. I'll just do when I have to. I like that. That's a good philosophy, and it ties into pretty well with what we've been discussing here lately. I mean, the last half hour is what I mean when I said lately. Yeah, otherwise, it's been a fun year, and I hope that you'll continue coming, and I hope that there will be more people joining, because as I said, there will be more videos coming out. I'm really curious to hear what you think about the new concept. I've completely redesigned the thumbnails. I have a very different way of doing things. Namaste. Nice. I have a very different way of producing the videos, and I'll see how much time I have for the editing. Maybe that's something I'll work on later, but at least the concept of the videos will be different, and I think you like it. They'll be clearer. They will be more on subject. And I would be very happy that when I do release them, if you actually comment and like and subscribe, like everyone says, because one of the things that YouTube sees on the algorithm is how much interaction the videos get from people watching them. So that's something I'll ask you for when they come out, because it would be fun to see that the community is more alive, to see that there's more people joining and leaving. And one of the reasons is my fault, because I have not been releasing videos. Without videos, people don't come here because people don't see it. So it is amazing to me that even after, as I said, 4 months and like all this time not doing anything, people are still here. And that makes me very happy. Okay. So hopefully it's going to be a good year. Hopefully we'll have more time spent together and we'll do more things together. And yeah, it'll be fun. For today, it's Thursday, so there's no guided meditation, but we have the breathing meditation. And I'm happy I found your channel. Me too, Nicole. I'm very happy you're here. Nicole, sorry, Amelie and Nicole. I hope that you will be able to do more of what brings you joy. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I talk about this all the time with my fiance now. I keep asking, like, why? Like, why do we go somewhere that we don't really want to go just to get money? Like, couldn't we go somewhere we like to go and get money? Like, wouldn't that make more sense? Yeah. We'll see. I am scared in one way, but at the same time, I am very hopeful that when we sit here a year from now, that I will be doing something that I enjoy much more than I enjoy what I'm doing now. And I used to enjoy it, but it's just things fall out, things change. Colleagues can be difficult, and it just, yeah, things change. So we have to adjust and change with it. For the breathing meditation, for the today's meditation, we'll do what I used to do for a long time, and I still do sometimes. Is that I think it's called Kapalabhati. It's a breath technique where you press out your breath through your nose very quickly, so and then just you let the lungs refill themselves by themselves. You don't breathe in. It's more that you push out air and then you let air come in by itself. And we do this because that creates a kind of energy in the body. It makes you feel alert, alive. So when you then sit down and you start meditating, you have all this energy with you. It makes it easier to focus on your breath or to do your mantra or whatever it is you do. It doesn't really matter. Like today is, hey, good evening, mindful mama. You can do whatever you like, but the idea is that energy is then brought into the meditation. So it's a very quick, mindful mama, since you're here, what do you call the breathing technique where you go, you push out with the diaphragm and then you let the lungs refill themselves? I thought it was Kapalabhati, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it just makes it easier to sit when you have that energy with you into the sitting. Kapalabhati. Okay, not Kapalabhati, Kapalabhati. Yeah. You can watch YouTube and see like videos on how to do that, because it's there's a bit of technique to it. It's very simple, but it really makes a difference if you do this before you sit, or other breathing techniques for sure. But I like doing something like that before, and then letting the body fire breath, then letting the body calm down afterwards. Okay. So we'll start the sitting, and I'll do it together with you. We'll do 40 breaths if you can. If it feels like it creates anxiety, or you feel some kind of unpleasant sensation from it, just let it be. Like, just open your eyes, stop it. You can get up, but some people can get a bit dizzy from it. Has happened before. So it's not that you need to do it, and always listen to yourself, what you feel is comfortable and okay, and never push over that limit. So if you want, you can put your hand on your stomach, and then we'll do together 40 times, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, however much you feel comfortable. Thank you for a great 2025, and I hope that 2026 will be even better. I'll see you back on Monday, and have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.